Hey everyone, welcome back to JV Pilates Body. I got another full length workout video for you today. I've gotten those requests, so full length video, here you come. So in terms of today's class, I will be using a light pair of dumbbells. These are going to be 2 pounds. When I did this series in the studio, we were using 3s and 5 pounds. So again, totally up to you. You don't even have to use the weights. You can always go body weight. So roll out your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to start standing today. So about hip width distance apart, we're going to just roll our shoulders back and down and just slightly tucking that tailbone. We're just going to find some head rolls in one direction, really grounding yourself down all the way from those heels and really lengthening through the crown of the head, keeping our shoulders nice and relaxed. And for our entire class today, we're going to try to stay in that breath pattern of inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. I, of course, will do breath cues, but once we get into the more flowier things, reverse your head circle. Once we get into more of those flowier moves, I always like to say, listen to your body and breathe however feels right. Because sometimes people get too caught up in the breath work and then they kind of wig out in their head and they don't actually do the workout. So again, yes, keep it in mind, but don't also stress about it. And lifting up through center. We're going to inhale as we bend our knees, reaching our hands all the way up. And exhaling as we release our arms down. A few more just like that. Big stretch all the way up. Exhale away. Finding one more. Exhale those arms down. Take an inhale, bring those arms all the way back up. We interlace those fingers, flip the palms up, leaning over to the right side. Coming up and to the left side. Lifting up, take those hands apart from each other, palms facing in. We take a big inhale through our nose. As we exhale, we twist to the left side. Inhale, reach it back up. We twist to the right side. With these, we want to keep our hip bones facing directly front. So we're really just focusing on that spinal mobility, getting a little bit of range of motion as we open through that chest. Exhale, twist. Good, finding one more on each side. We started with that left. And end with the right. And I apologize in advance if the audio sounds weird. I usually wear a tighter fitting shirt and this one's a little loose, so I apologize if it sounds fuzzy or if my breathing sounds like Darth Vader. All right, so let's come to the back of the mat. We're going to take a big inhale as we bend those knees once more, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, diving it all the way down, holding here at the bottom, keeping a nice generous bend in the knees. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. Letting that head hang heavy. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth as you slowly round all the way up. Head is the last thing to rise. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into both of the knees. Look towards top of the mat. We walk it out, finding a high plank. Holding here. So our booty is down. It's not sticking up. Our tailbone is slightly tucked, reaching back towards our heels. We're pressing that mat away from our hands, and our gaze is staying in line with our spine, looking towards top of the mat. Just holding here. We're going to go for a little bit of a bear hover series. So we walk one foot in, walk the other foot in, walk it back to that high plank, walk it back to the high plank. Keep going here. If you can remember, you can always alternate which foot you step in with first. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Once you walk those knees in, make sure you're only walking them into underneath that hip height. So we don't want to walk our knees in closer to our chest. We want to keep those knees in line with our hips as we walk it in. Keep that head lifted. Last 2. We're going to hold our high plank after this set. Hold that high plank. Take a big inhale. Exhale as you press up and back downward dog, holding it here. Maybe pedaling out through those ankles. And lowering back to our knees, finding that first tabletop position. We just go for some regular cat-cows. Drop the belly, slight gaze up, inhaling through the nose. Exhale as you round through that spine. Taking these at your own breath pace. Finding one more both directions. Inhale as you look up. Exhale as you tuck it under. Final one. And rest. Good. All right, let's come on down to a seated position. We're going to grab those dumbbells and get started. Okay. Of course, if you need a longer warm-up, please feel free to take that for yourself. All right, so dumbbells are in the hands, heels in line with the knees, in line with the hips. We're going to take our hands out in front of us in line with our shoulders. Roll your shoulders back down away from your ears. And right now we're sitting on very top of our sit bone. So our sit bone is directly underneath of us. We take a big inhale through our nose. As we exhale, we C-curve back, slightly tucking that tailbone. Now it's reaching towards our heels. Inhale, we sit directly back on top of it. Exhale, scoop it back. Inhale as we lift up. So again, that analogy, like someone's punching you right in the gut, hollowing out the abdominals, scooping out the front of the belly while you round the back of the spine. Inhale, lift. You can always get rid of those weights here. And if you do have the weights, keep a nice little bend in the elbows. You don't have to lock out those arms. And we're keeping our gaze directly in front of us. Exhale, tilt it back. Inhale, sit up. We're going to hold it back in 3. Relax the shoulders. 2. Final 1. We hold it back. Flip those palms up. We go for bicep curls. We exhale as we tap our shoulders. Inhale as we extend out. Exhale, tap. Inhale, extend. So we want to keep that C-curve shape in our spine. Our back is not moving. Nothing else is moving other than those hands. We want to try to keep those elbows lifted in line with our shoulders as we tap in and tap out. Exhale in. We're going to hold our hands out with our palms lifted to the sky in 4, 3. Keep that long neck. 2. Final 1. Hold it out. We find little pulses. Exhale, lift. We're staying in that C-curve shape, so we're never fully coming up on that tailbone. Exhale, up. Can you pull that belly button back towards the spine a little bit more? Every time you exhale, can you knit that rib cage down with your abdominals a little bit more? Final 5. If you fully come up in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Place those dumbbells to the side. Give the shoulders a nice quick little shake. All right, from here, we're down to those elbows. Dumbbells can stay to the side. If this position does not feel good, you are fully laying down on your back. If we are in this elbow position, palms are face down, shoulders are in line with the elbows. We're lifting out of our chest, but we're not here. We're here. We still want to protect that low back and find that little bit of a pelvic tilt. We bring those knees up to that tabletop position. Alternate single leg extension. Right leg, inhale out. Exhale in. Left side out. Exhale in. So we're never fully touching that mat with the leg, always keeping a little bit of a hover right above that mat. So today's class, I'm going to classify it as Pilates Fusion. So it's going to be a mixture of bar, Pilates, and strength, hence why we have our dumbbells. And we're going to do a little bit of a standing series, which will incorporate that bar. Sorry, I feel like I just burped. I'm so sorry if you heard that in the microphone. And then, yeah, that standing work will come from the bar aspect. Keep switching out those legs. Inhale, extend. Exhale as you pull back. We're going to keep our knees in tabletop in 4, 3, lift out of those shoulders, 2, last 1. Hold the knees in tabletop. We take a clamshell. Toes stay together. Open the knees. Exhale, close the knees. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So we want our knees staying over our hips. Shins are staying parallel to the ceiling. Keeping the toes connected. Pressing those knees out wide. Exhale as we glue them back together. We're going to hold our knees open in 3, in 2. Last 1. Hold the knees open. Alternate single toe tap, diamond shape. So keep the knees open. Drop the right foot straight down. Exhale, pull it up. Left side. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Holding our knees open. Always pulling our toes back to center before we take that other leg lowering down to the mat. We tap and lift. And even if you're not reaching or touching the floor, that doesn't matter. That's fine. It's just a reach. So it doesn't have to be that full-blown thing. So whatever you can do today without your back arching is A-okay with me. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Good. Come all the way down onto your backs. Grab both the dumbbells before you get all the way down there. Take my claw clip out. All right, we go for our weighted dead bugs. So our knees come up in tabletop, hands come up in line with our shoulders, flattening through that spine. So fully imprinted back, there's no space underneath of it. So a slight tuck of that tailbone once more. We go for opposite arm to leg, but start with the right arm, left leg. Inhale as you extend out. Exhale as you pull back up. Left arm, right leg. Inhale out. Exhale, lift. We can always modify, and you can obviously get rid of the dumbbells, or you can place your hands down on the floor and just find your alternating leg extensions. Keeping that shoulder away from your ear as that arm comes up overhead. And I always like to say, find a little bit of a pause once that arm and leg are extended. Then we use that full exhale to bring it back up. So there's no reason to rush. We're all here for the same amount of reps, so we might as well make them solid reps, right? Plus, when we usually rush, our form is not ideal. So no reason to rush it. We started with that right arm. We're going to find 3 more. Last 3. 2. Final 1 each side. Right arm, left leg. Exhale, lift. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, lift. Good. Bring the feet directly down to the mat. Pull your elbows down into your sides as well. We're going to find a glute bridge with a front press. So again, hug your elbows in. Keep your palms facing in towards each other. Your heels are in line with your knees, in line with your hips. Keep your feet close in towards your glutes. As we exhale, we take a big press. Everything lifts. Inhale as you roll it back down. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. So we're rolling through that spine. So as you lift up, your tailbone is the first thing that lifts. And as you roll your spine back down, the tailbone is the last thing that hits. Exhale as you press up. Inhale as you lower down. We're going to hold everything lifted up in 3, in 2, final 1. Hold everything lifted. We find a fly. Open our arms as we inhale. Exhale as we bring our arms back up, like we're hugging a big beach ball or a big tree, keeping a little roundness in those elbows. So again, those hands are never fully touching the mat as you fly them out in line with the shoulders, and then they come up right in front of the chest. Keep the hips high, keep the tailbone tucked. To modify, you lower down your hips and you just take your fly from this position here. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. Final 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your hands up and roll down that spine. Good. Relax the hands down. Find some windshield wipers. And then maybe get that quick sip of water and then roll on up as we get started into a little bit of a side series. All right. So I'm going to try to not mess up my side directions here, but I want to make it as easier for you as possible. So let's bring our left foot forwards. Yeah, started that right. Left foot forwards. And then your back toes, so the knee that's down, keep those toes tucked in a little bit of a kickstand, and that'll help kind of with our balance here. So you can either, if you're using lighter dumbbells, you can put both dumbbells in one hand, or you can get rid of one dumbbell. Totally up to you. Your left hand, take it on your hip, and your right hand, you're going to take it up to your shoulder. As you exhale, you would take an overhead press. Inhale, lower straight down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So again, it's going to sound like a broken record. Still think of tucking your tailbone. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of that right hip flexor. And then take a quick peek down towards that left knee in front. You want your left knee in line with your left ankle. If it's not, just scoot your foot out a little bit in front. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. We're going to add on a little bit of a cross body punch with this in 3. Exhale up for 2. Final 1. Keep that hand down. Now you punch to the left. Come back through center. Take that overhead press. Lower it back down. Reach across. Back through center. Punch it up. Lower down. So again, keep your hips and your knees facing directly front as you take that little bit of a oblique punch. My palm faces down as you find that twist, and then it reaches right back up. And you follow it with your gaze. Exhale, lift. And of course, if you're using those 5s here, you can always, ditch that weight, go for the smaller weight. If you feel like you're struggling to, press that arm up there, and if you can't hold it for a solid 2 seconds, I definitely recommend switching out your weights. That's going to help you in the moves to come. We got 3, 2, final 1. Reach across and punch it up. All right, from here, we're going to bring that weight into our left hand. Right hand comes down to the floor, and we extend that left leg out in line with our hip. Keep that arm reaching up and thinking of that long line you're making from that bottom arm across your chest all the way up to the ceiling. Tuck that tailbone. We're going to find a little leg lift, and then we inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So now that leg that is lifting, our knee is facing directly towards each other, and you're lifting that leg up in line with that hip. So it's not in front of you, it's not behind you. It's, again, finding that long line from the toe all the way to the top of the head. Final 4, and we hold that leg lifted. 3, 2, hold it up. Now we add the arm, little chicken wing as you lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Keep that head lifted. We hold everything lifted in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold everything lifted. Reach that top arm up overhead. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale as you pull that elbow into the knee. Inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, pull. So again, this is where that weight is really going to matter if you can hold it, because I don't want you overreaching and extending that top arm and have the weight pulling you down, because that's going to just put pressure on your neck, and we don't want that, as well as your shoulder. Again, still extend that leg out, right in line with that hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. Final 5, 4, almost there, 3, we rest in 2, 1, pull it in, extend it back out, lower it down. Place that weight down, bring your right arm all the way up and over, finding a nice side body stretch over to that extended leg. Not done in that position, just find a quick little stretch here. We come all the way back down. You're going to grab that weight once more. All right, this is where it gets fun. I want you to fully plant your left foot down so that you can hopefully lift that bottom knee, find a little cross-body crunch, and then drop that knee back down. So as you do that, you exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Modify, I want you just to bring your hand down and reach it back up. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you press it up. You're still going to be working the obliques there, but it's not going to be as strenuous. So if you're still in that first move, keep going. I'm going to join on you right here. Exhale, chop. Inhale, lift. You open through that chest every time you place that knee back down. We got 4, 3, my knee is like squeaking every time I lift it. 2, 1, keep that hand down. Use your obliques to pull yourself back up. So now the dumbbell is just in that left hand. Take your hand back behind your head and take your right hand on your hip. From here, inhale, lean over to the right. Exhale as you pull back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Leaning straight over to that side. Again, now long line from the top of the head all the way to that extended left foot. Try to keep that left elbow nice and wide. Again, shoulders down away from your ears. We got 4. Changing everything up in 3. We come to stand. 2, 1, lift it up. Good, grab the dumbbell that you put down, stand it all the way up. We find a wide stance, toes slightly angled out. Take those hands down in front of you. Roll those shoulders back and drop your hips straight down. So for my dancers out there, you're in second position plie. So your tailbone is staying locked in like you're in like an elevator. We're going straight down, straight up without sticking our booty back. So let's just take a couple of reps there. Get the hang of it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, rise. As you're down there, think of pressing your thighs out so that your knees are tracking in line with those toes, and we press back up. Try not to let your chest come forward. We're not there. Keep that chest lifted. Exhale, lift. Now from here, next time you exhale, find it around the world with the arms. Inhale, you drop it back down. Exhale up, big circle. Again, keeping a little bit of a bentness in those elbows. As those bells are up overhead, you can see them in your peripheral vision, so they're not going past your head. This is our standing bar portion of our Pilates fusion. We're going to hold it down in 3, 2, last one, all the way back up. We drop it all the way back down. We find bicep curls with double calf raises. Curl and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Modify, you alternate those heels. Same thing, just a little less intensity. Lift up and lower. Still keep your hips down low. Think of lifting up over the big toes, not rolling out to the pinky toes. And this is why keeping your chest lifted is so important, because if you dip your chest down like I just did, you're gonna fall forward, which is what we don't want that. Keep those elbows locked in by the sides, shoulders back, bicep curl, and lower. Final 3, 2, 1, and lift it up. Good, shake out those hips. Feel free to get that quick sip of water whenever we need it. We're gonna take our hands up to our shoulders. I'm just gonna turn to the side. Your right leg is gonna come in front. Nice little bend in that left supportive knee. We find an exhale as we knee drive, bringing those arms up. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Really thinking of using that core to pull that knee up. Nice tall spine. We're not here for long. Last 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. Quick change. Bring that left foot in front. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Palms stay facing in towards each other. Eye gaze is directly in front of us. Again, keep that slight little bend in that supportive right knee. Try not to lean back here. Beautiful work, y'all. We're almost there. I got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it out. Release it down. All right, from here, we're going to find a wide V. So again, my dancer's first position. Heels are connected, toes are wide. We find a little bit of a plie down of his V bicep curl, and then we lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Making that diamond shape in our knees, and then coming up nice and tall. Last 4, then we hold that bendness in our knees. 3, 2, my ankle just cracked. Last one, hold it down. Round those arms out in front of you. Just your arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Keep going. I'm just going to turn my back. So again, my back is straight up, straight down. Arms fly out in line with the shoulders. Pull back in front of the chest, just like we were doing on our backs when we had that glute bridge. Keep those knees bent, pressing those thighs open. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Final 4. Keeping the arms in front in 3, 2. Last 1. Keep the arms in front. Little pulses, down and up, down and up. Never coming up the entire way. Check in with your tailbone. Can you tuck it under a little bit more so it's reaching down right beneath those heels? Pulse, pulse. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Place those dumbbells down. Come on to your tabletop position. Little bit more core, and then we take everything on that opposite side. All right, from here, we find our bear hover position. Hover those knees. Take a big inhale. Exhale as you press back, finding a downward dog. Inhale, come back forward, finding your bear hover. Exhale, press it up and back. Find a little bit of a flow between the two. Modify. You can always lower your knees down completely between reps. And again, we're letting that head follow us as we move. So in that bear, we're looking towards top of the mat. In downward dog, we're looking towards our toes. We hold our bear hover in 2. Last full one, downward dog. Come back to that bear hover. Walk either your hands or your feet out, depending wherever you are on your mat, finding that high plank position. We find leg lifts from the back. Right leg lift, inhale, lower. Left side lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Changing out those legs. Nothing else is moving other than those legs. If your palms are sore, you come down to your forearms. Final 4. We're doing great. 3, keep the booty down. 2, we all lower down after this last left side. Find that child pose back. Woo! I got the heart racing. All right, I hope we're doing good because we're going and moving right on. We find, what did we start with? Oh, the press. We find that on the opposite side. So now your right foot comes front. So again, you're either doubling up with your weights in one hand or you're just holding the dumbbells in your left hand. Make sure your left back toes are tucked, kind of give you that little bit of a kickstand. Right hand comes on the hip. Again, slight little tuck of that tailbone so you feel that nice stretch in the front of that left hip flexor. And then the dumbbell comes to the top of the left shoulder. Here we go. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. And maybe for this one, you grab those 5 pounds. And then once we start doing more of our sideline stuff, you can switch it up for the 3s or 2s. Whatever you want to do. This is your workout. Here I am just talking to myself. So I don't even know if anyone's watching this workout with me. But we're here. Woo! Exhale, press. So again, while we're, just focusing on this single arm, take a quick peek at that right knee. Make sure that your right knee is in line with your right ankle. Loosen the grip on the weights. They're not super heavy, so relax the grip. Shoulders stay down, and even as you press that left hand up, your shoulders should always stay in the same line, so you're never leaning to lift that arm up. Final 3, and then we add in that cross body punch. 2, last full 1. Exhale, lift. Right from here, you twist to the right. Inhale back through center. Press it up and lower. We twist. Center, lift, lower. Exhale, punch. Inhale, center. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keep your hips and your knees facing directly front, following that hand as you punch it across. That palm then faces down as you take that punch across. Oh, my shoulders. Woo! We got 5. Lift it up. 4. Keep going. 3. I want to see what time I'm at. Oh, we're only at 30 minutes. 2. Final 1. And lift. Pass that dumbbell into your right hand. Bring your left hand down towards the floor and reach your right arm all the way up. We find those leg lifts with the right side. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Knee is facing me, and that leg is lifting in line with your hip. Keep that chest open. Top arm is reaching up with energy. Again, you can always modify and get rid of that dumbbell. We just got to finish ourselves out on this side. Little bit of a core finisher, and y'all are done. Hold that leg lifted in 3. In 2. And 1. Lower the arm down. Oh, and your leg. Both moves together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Chicken wing and press. I don't know why I call this a chicken wing. It just reminds me of one. Not actually what it's called. I don't even know really what it's called. Maybe like a lateral arm press. I like chicken wing better. Exhale, lift. Try not to let that back arch here as you start to get a little bit fatigued. We hold everything lifted up in 4. Reaching that arm up overhead in 3. 2. 1. Hold it lifted. Reach that top arm up. Exhale, pull elbow to knee. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull. Inhale, out. Modify. You bring that foot back down to the mat as you find that extension, and then you pull that elbow back into knee. Again, we want to keep that right shoulder away from our ears. So even as you take that overhead reach, keep that length. We got 4. 3. 2. 1. Reach it out. Lower that weight all the way down. Bring that left hand all the way up and over to the extended leg. Let me get a sip of water. It is hot. All right, grab that weight. We got one more move here. Make sure your right foot is firmly planted. We find that cross body crunch. Take a big exhale as you lift that bottom knee, pull it into the elbow, and drop it back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Again, modify. You find that thread the needle. You bring weight down. Exhale, press back up. Tap down. Exhale, press back up. However you'd like to do it. Maybe a little combination of both. However you want to do it. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it all the way back up. Take that left hand back behind. No. Take your left hand on your hip and your right hand with the weight back behind your head. We lean over to the left as we inhale. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale over. Exhale, lift. Again, long line. Top of the head all the way to that right foot. We don't want to be going here. That's like a crunch. We want to be leaning and extending and then pulling it back up. Keeping our hips down so as we shift, that right hip stays down. Final 4. We got our core finisher after this. Come on, 3. Going right into it. 2. 1. Good. All right, come down. Back onto your backs. Grab both of your dumbbells. We're going to extend our legs out nice and long. Reach those hands up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we pull the right knee into the chest. Inhale as we lower it back down. Other side. And lower. We can always modify here and bring our feet to the mat and find those little knee lifts from here if that stretch on the hip flexor is too much. And of course, we can get rid of those dumbbells if we need to. Making sure we're rolling through that spine. No sudden drops, especially as we lower it back down. Give me 1 more each side, right? Left. Good. Bring the knees up to tabletop. Hold it here. We find a chest lift. Hands come outside. Hands reach up. Hands reach outside. Hands reach up. Exhale as you find that little bit of a lift every time those hands are there. So you're reaching the hands out, reaching the hands towards the toes. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Make sure you're actually in tabletop. Knees are in line with the hips. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. Keep that neck nice and loose. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Quick rest. Woo! All right, we got our roll-ups. You can either ditch your dumbbells or you can keep your dumbbells. You either are keeping your legs out nice and long or you're bringing your feet to the mat, and that means you would get rid of the dumbbells because then you would use your hands to guide yourself on up, okay? So again, that's only to modify. Grab those weights, take those arms all the way up overhead, pull your shoulders down, squeeze and glue your legs together. Keep your tailbone tucked. As you inhale, arms start to lift. Exhale, upper body lifts. Find that full forward fold stretch. Inhale as you reset, restack that spine. Exhale, seat curve it all the way back down. Continue. Inhale, arms start to move. Exhale, lift that upper body, coming right into that forward fold. Reset for that inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll it all the way back down. All right, I'm not going to talk anymore. You're on your own here. Focus on your breath. How slow can you move? Even as you go up and even as you go down, you want to be going slow and controlled with no momentum. If you feel like the dumbbells are making you swing, then I want you to get rid of the dumbbells because then you're relying on them and not your actual core strength. We got 2 more. Last full one. Once you take that forward fold stretch, pause in that stacked spine position. All right, holding it here. Keep your legs out long. We're going to hold our C curve back halfway. Hold it here. Round out your arms like you're holding that beach ball. Right arm. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Left arm, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. If you feel your back lifting, then you come out of that C curve a little bit more. Not fully up because we still want to be over that sit bone. And again, you're keeping that dumbbell in your peripheral, so you're not bringing that dumbbell past your head. Squeeze those legs together. Come on. We got 4. Holding our hands in front of us in 3. In 2. 1. Hold it here. Extend your arms out. Right knee in, lower down. Left knee in, lower down. Exhale up, inhale down. Modify. Your hands can come back behind you and help you as you pull that knee into the chest. Check in with those shoulders. Can you loosen them a little bit more? Final 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop the dumbbells. Come into your high plank position. Last little bit of class right here. You're either on your forearms or in your high plank, whichever you prefer. You have a static hold. Best plank of your life right here, and then you're done. So I'm going to be on my forearms. Wherever you are, your head is lifted. You want your shoulders in the line with your elbows. Tailbone tucked, booty down. Holding here. Press that mat away from you. Keep your chest far away from that mat. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down those knees. Find a nice child pose back. Let's come up to that tabletop position just to get some mobility back into our spines. Let's find some cat-cows. And this is your cool down, so any additional little movements or pauses, feel free to take for yourself. Even after this video ends, I very much encourage you to stretch even more because we all need it. Good. Once you come back through center, tuck our toes for 1 more downward dog. Slowly walk your hands back to your feet, finding that forward fold, letting your head hang heavy, keeping a bentness in the knees, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows, finding a little bit of a ragdoll swing. All right. Take 1 more big inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, slowly round all the way up. Head is the last thing to rise. Once you're at the top, inhale those arms up. And exhale, release. Woo! Give yourselves a clap. All right, awesome job, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this full-length workout, and I will see you next time. See you later.